Alrighty. Hi there guys. This is Pat or Luna, whichever you want to call me. This is going to be part 2 of my coloring tutorial. Unfortunately, the original recording I did of this, I was testing out a new program so I could get you guys a higher quality version of it, so you could see a good view of all the layers and everything over here, because I know this one generally doesn't give us a good quality, but it seems unfortunately this is the quality I'm going to have to stick with because the program deleted it and wouldn't save it. And I tried with a higher quality on Procaster and it cut out halfway through and I wasn't aware and continued through it. So this is the 10th attempt of getting this up so I could get this for you guys, because I do want to help you guys as much as I can, and I know there's some people that were looking forward to the tutorial and everything like that. So this will probably be my last attempt at it, because I want to help you guys and I love all of you. And I want to be able to get this up and working for you guys, but past 10 times this hasn't worked, and I'm not really expecting this one to either, but if it does, yay. If it doesn't, there probably won't be a part 2. So, but let's get to walking over the layers and stuff, because since you don't get to actually see me coloring it itself, I'm just going to walk through the layers and what I do. It's the same process I did for the hair, where you start with the main cel shaded layer and do the regular cel shading and everything. Again, focus on where the light's coming from and try and match it up with the shading that you did with the hair. Make them flow together. I set this one to opacity. Well, before we do that, you duplicate it and do the soft shading. Make sure to blur on the curves and focus on see where the light would wrap around and look a little softer. Like on the cheek and on the arm bends and stuff of that nature, and legs. And I set both of these to overlay, and we're going to duplicate them and set them both to multiply. And set the cel shaded layer, the multiplied cel shaded layer, I set it to about 23% and the soft shaded one to 50%. And then you do your airbrushing shading, like we did on the hair, to show the darker areas and the lighter areas on it. But since this area here doesn't turn out as dark, I went ahead and added an extra shading layer on here for us. You set that one to overlay. And then you do the highlighting. Focus on the face, because that's where the, well, not the face, but the main area that the light's going to be hitting. You want to add a little bit to each area, because again, the light's going to hit everything. The intensity just depends on how far away it is from the light. And this last little layer here is just some highlighting I did on the lips. You guys probably can't see it here, because the quality of the video and everything. And that's the basic overview of how I color skin. And then next we're going to go on to the shirt. Like with the hair and skin, you start with your main cel shaded layer. It's such a multiply. I'm just changing the opacity so you guys can see it a bit better. Alright. And then you do the soft shaded. Right. On clothing and stuff like that, I'll generally do the, yeah. do the soft shaded, and I generally put the airbrushing layers in between the cel shaded and soft shaded, just because it works better with the layering effects that I do. You can move them around, change them, do whatever you want with them. This is just what works best with me. Again, we blur on the edges here and everything. Blur those areas and where curves and stuff will show up. Just again to show the light wrapping. Then we do the shading for the airbrushing. And then the lighting for the airbrushing here. And I added a little bit up here as well. That's the general rundown of how I did the shirt. Same concept for the bandages here. Got our main cel shaded one along with the soft shading on top. Added a little more detail just so we can see the detailing on the bandages itself. Then you do the airbrush shading and the airbrush highlighting. Same goes for the pants here. I really do enjoy these pants. They were really fun to color. Do the main cel shading. Do the soft shading part of it. So go and blur the areas where it would be, the light would kind of fade off with it. And then, as you might be able to see here, the line doesn't go all the way through where I'm doing the shading. You don't always have to stop where the line stops when you do shading. A lot of the times it looks a little better if you go farther than that to show the full fold and everything. And then you do the shading with the airbrush, and then the highlighting with the airbrush. Makes it kind of pop and give that glowy feel that I really enjoy. And then we do the belts, and since let me test here. Okay, control bar's still working. Good. Just wanted to test the still was recording. But yeah, since the shirt and the pants and everything are generally not the same fabric type as belts, I went ahead and added another like highlighting layer to the belts to add like a bit of a sheen, like we did on the hair here, to make it show that it's a bit shinier than regular fabric, because different fabrics look different under light. The cotton shirt isn't as shiny as a spandex pair of shorts, and if you have leather, that's even shinier, or even metal or gems. That'll be the next part that I'm doing, is metals and gems. That'll be part 3. Because I love shiny stuff. Shiny stuff is amazing. But yeah, you do your main cel shaded layer here. Then the soft shaded. You add your shadows with the airbrush. And then the highlights with the airbrush. And then you add your little bit of sheen to show that it's a bit shinier than regular fabric. And that's pretty much the basic overview of how I do skin and clothing, and the 2 different types of clothing types that we have in here. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, since this wasn't as full of an overview and you didn't get to actually see me color it itself, like in the other part, feel free to ask questions. You can ask them either here on the video itself, or you can ask me on DA or Tumblr, or anything. I'm open to questions. I love getting questions. I like getting feedback and everything, and giving feedback too. So, I hope this was at least a little bit helpful. And thank you guys for bearing with me with my tidbit at the beginning, because this has been an interesting recording. And I only fully went through this again for the 10th time because I love you all and I wanted to get this up and working for you. So, I'll see you guys in part 3.